Hi, Ben Scarrett here. Welcome back to another BLS Horsemanship production. Today, Pluto and I are going to be demonstrating and showing you how to apply desensitization sequence number 2. Now, desensitization sequence number 2 is basically the sequence that we use for anything the horse is scared of that is more of a fixed object. So right here we have a gutter, a ditch, and a lot of horses are afraid of gutters and ditches. They avoid them. They like keeping their safe distance. So this is what we're going to be working with Pluto to see if we can't get him to where he feels confident about going across the gutter and the ditch, and even confident about going down closer to the gutter and the ditch. So desensitization sequence number 2 is approach, wait, retreat. Okay, so we ask the horse to approach the thing that they're scared of. We then wait at the threshold. So we need to ask the horse to approach the point where they feel safe. Okay, and that's what I call the flight threshold. It's that safe distance that they want to keep away from that scary object. And that's where you're going to be working on. You're going to be working right at that threshold. You know, just getting the horse to go a little bit beyond it each time, wait there a little bit, then retreat back behind it. So they gradually and progressively build their confidence with it. So let's go ahead, and I'll talk you through it as I'm going. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to set myself up in the right position. Now, if you're just working with this for the first time, you need to make sure that you've worked on your ground communication, and you've gone through the ground communication series already. You need to be good at the groundwork. The groundwork needs to be natural for you. You need to make sure that you've done enough groundwork with your horse to where your horse is responding well before you try and do something like this, because you need to have good ground communication skills. So I'm just going to head back this way a little bit, and we're going to demonstrate with Pluto what to do. So I'm going to ask Pluto to approach the thing that he's scared of. So I'm going to back him up a little bit here, and I'm going to send him towards the thing he's scared of. Ask him to approach. Once he's approached, I let him wait there. Okay, so you find the horse's threshold. Then I'm going to ask him to retreat. The way that I'm going to ask him to retreat is either wiggling the rope and backing him up, or what I'm going to do is send him the other way. Okay? So send him back the other way. Ask him to approach. And if that's his threshold, then I'm going to back him up a little bit, send him back the other way. Ask him to approach the thing he's scared of. So it's like I'm doing a semicircle pattern here behind me. So I'm going to ask him to approach. There we go. And when he kind of gives me a little try there, I'm going to wait. Okay, and allow him to investigate. And this is important here when the horse is curious about it and they start if they're thinking towards the thing they're scared of, then you leave them alone. Okay, and you wait. You don't put pressure on the horse just when they're at the thing. You put pressure on the horse when you send the horse. Okay, so when I send him here, I'm going to apply the pressure there, not when he's at the thing he's scared of. Okay, so now he's asking me a question. I'm just going to ask him to see if he can go any closer. Okay, and he's tried there. That's good. Can back him up a little bit. Send him back the other way. So approach, wait, retreat. Okay, so I'm asking him to approach to that flight threshold. Okay, so he needs to go past that threshold where he was before. There we go. Approach. Now I'm going to wait. And if he goes over, I'm going to let him do it. If he doesn't, that's okay. I'm going to wait there a little bit. Whatever he's thinking about it, I'm going to leave him alone. Let him do his thing. So thanks for trying. Send him back the other way. Retreat. Okay, so the retreat is taking the horse away from the thing he's scared of. Approach, wait, let him think about it. Okay, once he's had a little try, retreat. Send him back the other way. This is the same sort of pattern you would do when a horse is scared of something that's stationary, like a letterbox or a mailbox. So I'm not going to let him stop any further back than the first threshold he had. So I'm always going to try and make sure he goes just to the same threshold or a little bit past. There we go, he's trying there. And over he goes. Good. So once your horse has done that, obviously once they go over the ditch, you can then, the best thing to do is then to get them to go over the ditch a few times, you know, to get them going back and forth until they can really go across with confidence. So now I'm going to ask him to go back across the ditch, if he can. So I ask him to approach. I'm just going to leave him alone. If he feel like he could go back across, then I'd retreat. So if he gets a little bothered, I can back him back up again, ask him to retreat a little bit, and then ask him to go again. Approach, wait. So wait here. And sometimes if you can even hold your arm out to help support them a little bit, but don't put a lot of pressure on them. There we go. And really the slower the better. If they go through that real slow, then that's a good thing. Okay, he's gone back, I'll let him retreat a little bit. Start again, approach. Wait. There we go. Across we go. So you keep playing with this until your horse can go across consistently. So I'm going to send him across just a little bit more. Take him in this way just a little bit. Send him across again, see if he can't go across again. There we go, away we go. Okay, let him have a little break. Good. And I might ask him to go back this way again. Approach. Wait, and leave him alone a little bit. I can just guide him there, support him with my hand. So as long as the horse is thinking across there, you can just either support them with the leading with your arm, but you don't want to overdo it. Okay, you don't want to do too much. If you put too much pressure on the horse, you have the reverse effect, and what you'll do is you'll cause the horse to feel unconfident and lose confidence with those things. Okay, so it's approach, wait, retreat. So I'm going to ask him to go one more time. Every time he goes across, I'm going to get the horse to turn, face, and wait. So I ask him to approach. Okay, when he goes across, I want him to turn and face. Okay, so this is where your ground communication and following all the skills that using all the skills that you've learned in the ground communication series are going to come in handy. If you haven't practiced those, don't go out and try this yet. So I'll ask him to go back again. So I'll see if we can get him to go across just a little more confidently. Good, much better. So we'll finish up on that. So that's how one way of applying the desensitization sequence number 2 to build your horse's confidence with fixed objects, things you can't move, you know, in your environment. You use a similar sequence for floating, for getting your horse over, helping your horse overcome fears of things like wheelie bins and bridges and anything you might encounter out in the trail. And the great thing about this is it's groundwork, so you don't have to be on their back when they're doing all the jumping around or they get scared or shy. So that's really the beauty of it. You can get your horse's confidence on the ground, and then when you think your horse is confident enough, then you can start thinking about riding him across and doing the same things while you're riding. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.